Welcome back. You're listening to the Flow Sports Hour on Flow FM, and I'm very happy to have Tom Wickham joining me for this next segment. Tom's originally from Waikerie and is one of the stars of our national men's hockey team, the Kookaburras. G'day, Tom. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, mate.
Well, Tom, let's start with this morning's breaking news. Hockey Australia announced that the Kookaburras and Hockeyroos have some upcoming games in Perth, which will be great Olympic prep for you guys and a really great last chance for fans as well to see the national teams playing on home soil prior to the Paris Games. 5 matches against India for you and the Kookaburras, and the Hockeyroos playing 3 games each against China and Japan. You must be very excited.
Yeah. Massive opportunity. Always love playing on home soil. We never get to do it enough. I think the last time we got to was pre-World Cup against a 5 test series against India, and now we get to do it again here in Perth. It's really important for our preparation. You know, there's nothing quite like playing international games, so having the opportunity to play a world-class team in India is really important for our prep, but also it's great to have some games on home soil because we don't get to do it enough.
It definitely is very exciting, and especially to be playing against rock-solid opposition in India. They're going to be some great games, and it will be great for the hockey fans of Perth and of Australia to have a chance to see the Kookaburras and the Hockeyroos in action before the Olympics. And you're just a couple of weeks removed from the latest round of FIH Pro League games in India, and the results looked good for the Kookaburras. 7 wins before a loss to the Netherlands in that last game of the competition there. How did you feel about the team's performance?
Yeah, I mean, we started with a solid year. We had a good little block before heading over, but yeah, the boys are in pretty good nick. We played some really good hockey. Obviously, there's still a lot of improvement, but in terms of what we've been building and where we're at, like everyone's really good, in really good headspace. Physically, you know, we're going really well, and we're playing some good hockey. And you know, we were tested, and we came through a few of those games, and yeah, we fell short in the last game, but. Yeah, you can throw a blanket over, you know, the top 6 teams in the world, and Netherlands are a very good team. So we took a lot of lessons from that game, but more importantly, the tour was really important for our prep with our eyes on the Olympics, which is the main thing.
Yeah, certainly all eyes turning towards the Olympics now. We just mentioned those games against India and Perth are coming up before the Olympics, but they're certainly serving as a warm-up before the big one. And you're chasing the gold in Paris to go one better than the silver you and the Kookaburras won in Tokyo. Do your preparations differ at all in an Olympic year, or do you try and just go about things as you normally would?
I think, obviously there's a lot more at stake. So in terms of the intensity and the environment and you know, you're in a bubble essentially in our daily training environment. So things are heightened for sure. And obviously it's the pinnacle of our sport. So you've got world-class players that are all vying for a spot, a limited number. So there's always that in the back of your mind. But it's part of high performance sport, and it's always there, whether it's, you know, Olympic Games or just playing in some test games. So it's just more heightened, I would say. There's a bit more pressure around it, and but you can look into it how you will. But I kind of tend to look at it like it's an opportunity to use that pressure and that environment to kind of be more ready for when it matters, which is, you know, in and on the big stage.
Yeah, fantastic. And I mean, it's probably a silly question. I think I know the answer already, but is the Olympic gold medal your ultimate goal on a personal level as an athlete?
I think maybe when I was younger, definitely. As I've gotten older, I think things have probably changed. I mean, do I want to win a gold medal? Yes. Do I want to do everything I can in order to win that and have team success? Absolutely. So that's still very much there. But for me, I love this game and I love the life this game's given me. And for me, I think when I'm able to be in that headspace, that's when I play my best hockey, and that's a really important piece. So although that's a marker that, you know, something we're all chasing because it's special, it's the experience and the ability to do something that you love for a living, that is probably having the longevity and playing at this level for such a long time is probably the ultimate goal.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really interesting answer and a really good one at that. And obviously, you went to the Tokyo Olympics 3 years ago, and it'll be a bit more normal this time around in Paris. How excited are you for a more normal Olympic experience? And especially, I'd love to know what you're excited for outside of the hockey element of things, more as a sports fan, getting the chance to go and see some other sports and hang out in the Olympic Village and that sort of thing.
Yeah. What's normal?
That's a good question.
Every experience is different. The Tokyo experience was what it was. Maybe Tokyo, whether we knew it at the time, maybe it was a bit of a blessing because we weren't able to interact and there wasn't so much noise going on around the edges of us playing. It allowed us to be really narrow with our focus. So I think every team, every sport, every person that is competing in the Olympic Games has to manage the outside noise and from what event they're competing in. So you need to be able to embrace the experience of what it is and enjoy it because it is a special thing, the Olympic Games. But you've got to be able to balance that up with being dialed for, keeping the main thing. So I think teams and people that are able to make sure they get that balance right will more likely give themselves an opportunity of success. So how you balance that will be a really important thing. For me, the goal's the goal, and anything outside that will be just trying to embrace it and experience it and use it as maybe a means to refresh and use it as another opportunity to try and make sure I put my best foot on the park when I'm playing.
And for our Flow 99.5 listeners in Waikerie, if I'm not mistaken, you played your junior hockey there and originally grew up in Morgan. What's the hockey landscape like there in country South Australia?
Oh, hello to all the Waikerie White Knights. Well, since I've been back there, I'm not going to lie. I'd love to come back and play a game, actually. I think my last game was in a grand final we won. That was pretty cool. I think we won 10-5. I don't underestimate, where I come from. And I think grassroots hockey, community level sport is a massive piece in my life. And it kept me out of trouble. It kept me with something to strive for. And all those people that touched me in a way that were able to, put me and land me in this position I'm in now, it doesn't go unnoticed. And I often reflect on it. And the Waikerie Hockey Club is a really big and important part of that. That was my home of playing hockey for a while. So I try to honour that as best I can by playing the way I do, and I'll never shy away from that. And I think if you were to ask anyone that played with me or was able to watch me back then, I was this fiery kid that competed like crazy and probably annoyed most people. And I think if you ask my teammates now, they'll probably say that I'm the same person. So, I try to honour them as best I can by expressing, and playing the way that I play. And I'm thankful, I'm grateful, and hopefully one day I can get back and have a game.
Oh, great. I'm sure the people of Waikerie will be happy to hear that. They've got an Olympic medalist keen to get back and suit up. So, Waikerie Hockey Club, if you're listening, get excited. Just give me a bit more of an idea of the hockey landscape there, because when we talk about country sport, specifically across the network that we cover of SA, Victoria and New South Wales, it's really footy above all else, and then a bit of netball and cricket and a couple of others. And hockey's not one that seems to have quite the same following. Would you say that's accurate, or is it quite popular there in Waikerie and those surrounding regions of SA?
I think anywhere in Australia, if you look, cricket, AFL, NRL, swallows up most netball. But what I would say is that what I love about hockey is there's so many good people within it, and for whatever reason, whether it's because there's not a lot of money in it, so it keeps people grounded, whether it's the community aspect, whether it's because it's 50-50 male and female. I'm not too sure. It's probably a number of all those things, but it is an amazing sport. It has a lot of amazing people, and country hockey does suffer. And I'd love for it to not. I'm not sure I have the answer for that, but we need more people trying to promote it in the country so that it can continually grow, because a lot of good hockey players come from the country.
And how did you find yourself getting into hockey in the first place in a country region where, again, probably footy and some other sports take the top billing? Yeah, how did you fall into hockey? Have you got family that are involved?
Yeah, Mum played hockey, and I went down and started when I was 3 years old, and I never looked back. I just became obsessed with it, and that's pretty much the short answer to it. It's that simple. I became obsessed. I loved it, and it eventually grew into my life pretty quickly.
Well, like you said, when there's good people involved, it's obviously going to be pretty easy to fall in love with it. So there you go. And so the games against India kick off in only a couple of weeks. The 6th of April is the first one for the Kookaburras. So I suppose your attention is well and truly on those tests against India now.
Absolutely. Good opportunity to play more international games. Good opportunity to hone and further try and equip our preparations for the way we're going to play and perform, hopefully in Paris. And we get to play on home soil, which we don't get to enough. So it's hopefully going to be an awesome opportunity to perform in front of friends, family and the wider community.
Well, Tom, thanks very much for your time on Flow FM today. Been great chatting to you, and we'll certainly be wishing you and the Kookaburras and the Hockeyroos as well all the best in those warm-up games, and obviously all the best in Paris as well. Cheers, Tom.
Thanks so much, and shout out to the Waikerie White Knights.